welcome back to another beer review. And in this beer review, it's a beer comparison review. That's right, boys and girls. We're off to the Indian restaurant. Don't know if you can hear that. Better get copyrighted for this. We're off to an Indian restaurant for a comparison between two beers. One of them, it's just been it's been available in Aldi for about a couple of months now, and it is their Boa, coming in at 4.5% ABV. 4.5% ABV in a 660ml bottle. And we're going to have a little small review of this, and we're going to put it up against, you guessed it, Cobra, which is in a 620ml bottle at 4.5% ABV. So, let's get on with it. Where's me bottle opener? Where's me poppadoms? Where's me chicken korma? Right. Let's go on with it. I'm sorry. Hang a minute. I pause it. I had to pause it. That fucking music was getting on me fucking nerves. Go on, shift your butt. That music was absolutely... It's all right having that music on in the background if you're, pissed up on a Saturday night after the pubs have shut, and you're at that stage between the pubs and the nightclubs, and you just want to go for a quick Ruby Moe. It's all right like that, but when you're sober and it's about 8 o'clock, is it 8 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. But it's quite early in the morning. And you're trying to do a beer review, it gets on your tits. It really does. So, Boa, what can I tell you about this? This was about a couple of quid in Aldi, I think. They're portraying it as an Indian-style lager. Not saying who the brewer is behind this. Clocking at 4.5%. It's obvious, isn't it obvious what they're trying to get at here? Let's crack it open, shall we? So this will go with all your curries and everything else. It's a clear crown, like you do. Yeah, it's malty, malt driven. Nothing much else to it, is there? Come on. Now, when I did the Cobra review, ages ago, I remember that I did a little bit of research on Cobra. And that was the fact is that the brewery or brewer had an intention of cutting down on the actual gassiness of it. If I remember right, that the carbonation was the brewer was intending that the carbonation was to be quite low to make you eat more. If I remember rightly, it was on the website. Sure, it was. So it's going to be interesting to see how close this beer is to Cobra. To be honest, as you can see, it's not making a blind bit of difference what I just said there, because the carbonation is streaming, gold colour, quite a thick, compact head. Let's get an aroma. And again, beers like this, it's just something wet to have with your curry. This is exactly what you're getting. It's not a lot to it, to be honest. Malty, biscuity. I'm going to go in. Cheers. Malty, biscuity. Mouthfeel, well, it's not really, the carbonation is not really prickly in the mouthfeel. Back end is a slight bitterness. I mean, it doesn't have any character to it. It doesn't have any character to it. It's just basically refreshment for eating a curry. So, it's fulfilling its brief in a way. So yeah, it's malty. It's relatively soft. It's okay. Right, now let's get the Cobra. Now, what I love about the Cobra is actually I can't remember the beer because I haven't had many Cobra beers. But what I love about the Cobra is the bottle. I absolutely adore that. I think the bottle is fantastic. It's like it sets it apart from everywhere else on everyone else on the shelf. It's just nice to look at. I like that. Let's crack it over. So this is a 620 ml bottle. This was picked up from Tesco. Cobra Crown. I can't remember how much. I think it was £2 30-ish. I think, but I couldn't tell you. So let's pour this out. And there she goes. So you know, as you can see, a stream of carbonation again. The head's the head's quite compact there. Let's get a whiff. Yeah, it's not really much of a whiff. It's a little bit malty. It's a little bit malty. It's not really giving much away to it, to be honest. So I'm gonna go in. Cheers. Biscuity, malty, and yeah, it's liquid refreshment for a curry. It is, and to be honest, it's not bad for what it is. It's not bad. It's one of them beers which um, I think everybody goes for really in the curry house or whatever. It's the way it's brewed. It's it's not to be, what's the word? It's not to it's not a beer to create an opinion of. It's not a beer to have an opinion of because it this type of beer is socially acceptable and it's reflected in the taste of the beer because there's nothing really anything in that beer which people won't like. In other words, it will go with your meal, and you know the time of night you do sometimes have these Indians, you won't even realise you're drinking it. That's how socially acceptable this beer is. I waffled on there, and I'm not socially acceptable anyway. Um, so yeah, easy drinking. Now let's bring on the Boa. And let's look at the colours first. So the Boa's in the larger turning point glass. I should have got 2 pint glass. I couldn't be asked. So beer in a glass. They are in colorisation and in carbonation identical. You've got the same flow of carbonation going up as each other. So the aromas. I think the Cobra is slightly maltier, and I think the Cobra smells better than the Boa. Definitely. So let's go for the taste. First off, the Boa. Malty, biscuity. You know, let's go for the Cobra. malty, biscuity. But there is a difference. The difference for me is in the mouthfeel and on the back end of the beer. The Boa, slightly harder mouthfeel. The back end has a slight lingering bitterness, which I'm not a fan of. For me, the Cobra feels slightly more rounded in its flavour than the Boa. You get a malty biscuitiness on the front end of the Cobra, and it resonates throughout the taste of the beer, and you still get it on the back end. The mouthfeel is more pleasurable in the Cobra. So, I think we have a winner, boys and girls. So, we've got the Aldi Boa and we've got the Cobra. Out of these two, which one is the better beer? What I think is the better beer. Well, you know, for me, Aldi can do what the hell they want with the Boa, but it's no Cobra. For me, the winner between these two, for me, I will stick with the Cobra. I think the Cobra is the better beer out of the two. Thank you very much for watching this beer review. I've enjoyed this one, and you can't beat a pint of Cobra. You can't. So, when they bring you your naan bread, which is always shaped as Africa, the naan bread, isn't it? I don't shape naan breads like any. Why is that? Why are naan breads shaped like Africa? Why can't they, be shaped like something else? Anyway, I'm waffling on. If you're in Hastings, get yourself to the Tiger of Bengal. If you are in Eastbourne, go to the Ashoka, if it's still there. And I shall see all of you again on another beer review. In the meantime, whatever you eat in tonight's takeaway, think of me, won't you, if it's an Indian? Bip bip.